Alright, before I start the video, just keep in mind that I'm not keeping well. That's another story for another day, but I'm not keeping well, and that's why my voice might be croaky, or I might be coughing, whatever. And that's why maybe the shirt. Okay, anyway, the topic I wanted to speak to you about was, the way things are going for the younger generation, the changes that are happening, you really have to be worried, huh? Seriously have to be worried. And I'll give you my reasons. Some of my relatives are in Canada. Relatives and friends. Okay, some in Australia, some in other places, whatever. But most of them are in Canada. And, you always have this image about Canada being such an amazing place, very polite, very fair, very happy, and, laid back and all that. But lately, the changes that have been happening in Canada have been, sorry to say, extremely disturbing, to a point where I'm really thankful I chose not to go to Canada. Okay, and I'll give my reasons. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong. And this is not just happening in Canada. I think it's happening in many places in the West. Okay, so the first thing that is really bothering me is, instead of focusing on things that matter, they are focusing on bad habits that not just don't matter, but can cause harm. Case in point, weed. Here in Thailand also, no, they have legalized cannabis. Cannabis? I don't know how to pronounce it here. Is it cannabis or cannabis? Okay, weed. Okay. So they've legalized weed here, and now if you go walking the 10 kilometers or just take a bike, every second shop is, with the weed, this thing, and Bob Marley, and purest weed, and high cafe, and whatever. I don't know. I've not done weed. I don't know how it is. I don't want to do it. Okay. Because I don't endorse any product that makes you get high. For what? Most of the people will end up getting hooked onto it and making it a lifestyle. I'm pretty sure that some people will say, no, weed is not addictive. Yeah, alcohol is not addictive, cigarettes are not addictive, sex is not addictive. Nothing is addictive. It's just that some people get addicted to it, right? Even gaming, playing games, it can get addicted. Your smartphone, tell me which person will say my smartphone is addictive. The apps are addictive, the games are addictive, the content is addictive. Nobody will say that. They just say, no, I use it. So in the same way, weed, they'll just say, no, it's not addictive. Okay, now forget, the point is not addictive or not. There in Canada, now they are busy they're even distributing weed for medical use for free, and don't need to worry, and it's like decriminalized, and people are, instead of focusing on their career, focusing on their work, they're busy focusing on getting high. And just imagine, more and more people get into weed and addictive substances. What does it do to the society? What does it do to the economy? What does it do to people? And I'm sorry, but I have to share this. Someone very close to me, very, very close, him and his wife, okay? Very talented, very smart, very intelligent. They were in Dubai when they went to Canada. I was, in touch with them. When they settled down, got in touch with them. But obviously, after I moved to Thailand, there was a gap. When I got in touch with them again, these very talented, very smart, very intelligent couple, now they don't work. They are at home. And I asked them, Why aren't you working? Oh, I've taken what, medical exemption or some stuff like that. Okay. Like, I was worried, like, medical exemption, like what? And they are both being prescribed legalized, like, legal marijuana or weed or whatever, legal. Like, even when I was talking to that guy on the phone, I really didn't feel I was talking to he was like, hey, Loy, hey, this. I was like, man, are you drunk or? Yeah. He was like, no, Loy, no, nothing, man. It's not. Like, he was like speaking as if, hey, hi, guys, how are you? Hey, everything going on fine. Like, you feel like the guy is tripping on something. And his wifey is all, both are not working, both have been given medical exemption, and now they can buy easily. Okay, lucky for them, they are not on the streets and they are not poor. They have enough and more money, but they have chosen not to work. Can you register this? Both of them have chosen not to work. For two people whom I knew loved to work, were ambitious, were focused, now they don't want to work. And then when I spoke to a couple of other people staying in Canada, they sent me videos of guys taking knives and breaking things and robbery. And there was one out of the shop, it seems, I don't know, some argument. This guy takes a knife and stabs, and doesn't stop until the person, and everyone's taking video cameras, and it seems some argument about weed or something, or come on, man. Just imagine if you had a son or daughter, or you have a family staying in that area. Wouldn't it be so dangerous? Okay, now if you say, Loy, but you're being paranoid. No, you also have weed here. And okay, give you the second example. If you're a teacher and you misgender someone, you can get into serious trouble. You have to call them by their pronouns. My one friend has a business. It seems that he had to actually build a toilet which was gender neutral, and the employee, he has to be sensitive about her feelings. He's saying, Loy, I never thought I would be addressing people with their pronouns. Even if you check LinkedIn, you'll check people who are in Canada, they actually write their name in the bracket, him, her, him, he, or her, she. What the hell is going on here? And if your child has this fantasy or delusion that, oh, I'm in the wrong body, you cannot be strict or make fun. You have to actually support them to go through the transition, or social workers will come and take your child away from you. Forget that. If you spank your child, it seems they'll take away from you. And now it is, even if your child identifies as a he, she, them, zimzer or something, and you say, shut your mouth, and if you say anything like that, they can contact anybody and they'll take their child, and guess what? The child will be made to go through all these procedures. I don't know how far, what is the age, all that, those details you'll have to fill me up. But it is pretty serious over there. Now, I just gave you about weed, the transgender issue. What else? The third one is instead of having a generation that focuses on being tough and rough and having to fight, having to work hard, now they're having the generation, oh, I'm so stressed out. Oh, I'm so worried. Oh, I can't take this work. In fact, you can check on, I think, Facebook or YouTube. There was this guy who identifies as trans and with glasses, Starbucks employee, or maybe not as trans, but a guy with glasses, sounds very girly, and is crying, making a live video and crying. And why crying? Because it seems that chap has to work for 8 hours, and work is so tough, and he's not having a balanced life. He's not able to. He finds work very stressful, especially at the counter when they ask for coffee. Crying, huh? Actual crying. This is not fake. And shouldn't they be worried about your feelings? Shouldn't you be nice, polite? Why should you give so much of work? Why is there so much of work pressure? In fact, it seems many of the companies, they are afraid to employ this new generation who are self-righteous, because you can just take them to, just put some shit on social media and say, oh, my trans feelings, or they are transphobic, or they are sexist, or they are in fact, even if some, let's say Elon Musk or somebody famous says, I work 17, 18 hours a day, or I put my heart and soul towards my dream, they will be busy taking that statement and saying, see how toxic this relationship is, oh, you're destroying your life. I have had people who send me messages, I'm looking for a balanced life. I'm looking where I have the option to work from home, work remote. I don't want work pressure. Life is not just about earning money. Life is not just about coming to office. And these are students, huh? These are not people in their 50s and 60s. This is students. They want the starting job to be as per what they like. Oh, you need to tone down your voice. You need to talk to me properly, or I'm feeling stressed out. I'm feeling stressed out. When I look at the way things are moving for this generation, they are going to give rise to a bunch of woos, like, I don't know, pussies, or I don't know what you call it. A total bunch of losers who can't take stress, hardships, suffering. And I'll tell you, you might think that there's nothing to worry. No, there'll be plenty to worry, because, see, if, let's say, the father and mother work very hard to build the foundation, save money, take care, earn money, then you can give your children options and a good life. Okay, good education. But let's say I have not taken my life seriously, I'm self-entitled, my wife is nothing. Then when these kids grow up, what values will I give them? And they'll end up being lost. And then if they are lost, when they have their children, what do you think is going to happen to them? It's terrible, man. I get these youngsters, hey Loy, hey, how are you? And small kids, hey, I'm looking for a balanced life. I'm looking for where, my list of agendas. In fact, I've told you, young girls asking me, a 16-year-old, what is your view on open sex? What do you think if I have a OnlyFans account and I make a lot of money, what is the problem? And they're serious, and they're not joking. In fact, young boys from Pakistan are asking me, where can I get sugar mummies in Dubai? And from India, I'm getting girls who are saying, I'm open-minded, I'm ready for sugar daddies. We're moving through very disturbed times, and you have to be very, very careful. And if you're not careful, that is where I tell people, upbringing matters. Seriously, upbringing matters. That is why when I chat with anybody, the way they respond, it is very clear. If their upbringing was flawed, mother was busy, father was busy, they were never there, they never had a conversation, they never taught them manners or that. Oh, there was a coconut that fell on this thing. What do you call it? Aluminium roof. Pretty loud thud. Okay, sorry. So when they don't teach them values, you might be educated, but you'll grow up to be an asshole. That is what is happening. Anyway, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. These things which I told you about weed and transgender, open sex, pronouns, and I don't want a stressful job and I want a balanced life, and this kind of self-entitlement. Do you see it happening, or is it just in one place? Or and the worst, which I've always said, that smartphone, free Wi-Fi, free apps, and from TikTok to OnlyFans to whatever. Facebook scrolling feed, and what's the end? What's going to happen? Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Good, bad, or ugly, feel free. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think what I'm saying is actually legit? Alright, you guys take care. It's me signing off.